Welcome to MSIX tutorials. So today let's discuss about what is MSIX structure, how it looks, what is the format of an MSIX. So in that it will be easy to understand that how it works. So basically an MSIX is a containerized technology. What is an MSIX package? It is a zipped format of all the files, folders, registries, configuration that we have, and the structure of the MSIX format will be in this format. Like whenever we are installing an application and the application is installing in an isolated location where in the Windows it's C program files, Windows apps, then this is the structure that will be seeing most of the times. So it will be having assets, VFS, a content types.xml, apex blockmap.xml, apex manifest.xml, apex signature.p7x, registry.dat, user.dat, user classes.dat, resource.pri. So this is the basic structure of an MSIX that we will be seeing if we allocate to the location Windows apps. So under a folder struct folder of your application, this format will be visible, but some of the files, some of the folders are optional. So most of the times you won't be able to see, but overall, this is a structure on which we will be discussing that how MSIX works, what is the significance of each files and folders. So first, as the name suggests, assets. So this assets folder contains all the app's graphical assets like files, image files, specifically all the graphical user data will be present in this. So this file is automatically generated by the packaging tool and we should not make any changes in this folder. Now, VFS. So this is a virtual file system environment which is built on top of your existing uh, system folders like program files 86, system 32, local app data. So it is that virtual file system which works like an added layer or a third layer which is virtualized to an end user. So this folder normally contains the application binaries, DLLs, EXEs, configuration file, and so on. So these VFS and asset folders are also known as app payload. So whenever if you're searching for like VFS or we are looking for MSIX contents, then most of the times these folders will be named as app payload. So during the installation time, files from the VFS folders are overlaid on top of the system's known folders. So generally when we are talking about the system's known folders, we are talking about the environment variables. We are talking about the folders that can be directly accessed through run. So these are program files or system folders. So basically, VFS or the virtual file system folder is a third layer that is built on top of your system's known folders. So the application will perceive these files to be in well-known system location, that is in program files and system, but because of our virtualized system, it will be redirected location that will be like program files, Windows app, program package name, and VFS. So this will be the structure. One thing that we should keep in mind that during the installation, nothing gets written in the installation folder at runtime because we don't have the access, we don't have the right access in the Windows apps folder. Only operating system has the access. So nothing gets written in the installation folder during runtime. Any configuration files that will need to be updated by the application will actually be redirected by third layer. Now, these two folders are important. This VFS file will contain all the EXEs, DLLs, and files that your application is having. An asset will contain all the graphical things like images, logos of your applications that will be there in these folders. Now, one of the most important file in the MSIX is apex manifest.xml file. This XML file will be single to each MSIX package and it will be unique. So all the configuration, your application identity, your configuration, your file type association will be done in this file only. And this is the only file in which we can make changes. Other files are not allowed or not permitted because these files are used by the system uh, or the MSIX package or the MSIX application during its life cycle. As long as that application is still available on the system, those files are important. So we should not make any changes in other files apart from apex manifest.xml file. There is one more file, apex blockmap.xml. So what's the significance? We have heard so many things, so many features about benefits about MSIX. Like it helps integrity, checks the integrity of the application, and also it helps it differential updates, right? Like it performs the block, it downloads only the required block, and it supports in differential updates. This file is responsible. Apex blockmap.xml file is responsible for the integrity as well as differential update. So we'll cover that in a separate video about what's the structure of Apex block map and how it works and how it helps in the update process and integrity. But for now, remember this thing that Apex block map.xml file is responsible for application integrity as well as it supports and updates. This Apex manifest file is the identity of the application along with this is the file which your application will be using throughout its lifespan in the system. Now there is another file which is apex signature.p7x. So whenever you are signing a application with a digitally signed certificate, digital signature, so this file will be generated. And this file is responsible for checking whether the your application has a valid signature or not. So all the information will be embedded in this file. So again, this is a tool generated or your application generates this during its runtime. So we should not make any changes in this file. Then registry.dat. So your one of the benefit of MSIX is that it supports registry virtualization as well. So it will virtualize your registries. So instead of just making changes in your system registry, it will make changes in the application hive, which is stored in registry.dat file. So this file contains the information about HKLM and HKCU registries. So it will be added as a virtualized layer on top of the system's known registry settings. So this registry setting will only be available for the application. So it is specific to application only. So in that way, there won't be any shared component related issues or there are no application conflicts because of this registry.dat only. Sometimes you will find user.dat files as well. Some of the times all the user related data are stored in a single file. So in those instances, you will be able to see that there is one more file called user.dat. When you are working with HTCR, like class root, registry hive, then this file will be separately created. So the significance of this file is this only. So whenever you are finding this file in your MSIX package structure, then that means your application is writing something in HKCR registries as well. Then resources.pri. So resources.pri contains the relevant data, like for example, each screen size, DPIs. So it helps in like understanding the MSIX package, whether this resources.pri. So if we were to discuss about resources.pri, so it is known as package resource index file. It contains binary file. It is a binary file used to store and manage resources for an application. So this file includes strings, images, styles, and other assets that are localized or vary based on user settings like language, display scale, or other conditions. So, what's the significance of this file? It's like suppose your user system is having a keyboard layout or a language layout in Spanish instead of a traditional English language. So you will be finding the resource.pri file but in Spanish. So it will fetch the details, and on the basis of details it will find, okay, the user system is having Spanish keyboard or compatibility, or the screen size or the resolution is this. So in that way it will find all the relevant details about the user system, and then it will use this resource.pri file, and it will provide a compatible environment to the end user. So to provide a compatible environment to the end user, use this resource.pri. So the structure of an this resource.pri file is in a format which is not human readable. So that's why we won't be able to make any edits in the resource.pri file, and also it is generated during the build time. So application use the appropriate resource based on the settings on the user device. For example, if you take an example, consider a hypothetical MSIX package. You have created a weather application that needs to support multiple languages and screen size, right? So the resource.pri file might include localized string, for example, English US, Spanish, and French. Suppose we want to give this multiple language support, and there are three languages available, and also images, icons that have different size for different screen resolution. When the application is running, the system uses the resource file to automatically select the correct language based on the user system language setting, the correct image based on the device screen resolution. So overall, we just need to know about the definition of the resource.pri file. It is a file that stores information about resources of an application, and the use of this file is that it contains frame images and style and other assets that on the basis of user device or user settings, it will provide a more suitable and compact way, like in terms of language, display scale, or other conditions. So this is resource.pri file that helps in localization. Suppose if you want to have your application supports in Spanish, then on the basis of resource.pri file, it will show you the text in your preferred language. And also, if your screen size or resolution is somewhat low, then on the basis of image that it has, it will show the appropriate image, which will be easily readable or which will look good to the eyes for the device. So this is the use of this resource.pri. So this is about the structure of an MSIX. And also there is one more file, that is content types.xml. So this file is contains all the files format extensions in your package, and it helps your application understand, or the installer understand, that what files are present in present in your package and how we should interpret those files. Like if there is an JPEG file, then how it should consider as an image file, and if there is an XML file, we should consider it as a text file. So this should be the format of your content.xml. Suppose your package contains XML, PNG, DAT, JSON, these four extensions. So how we want to interpret, this is the way that it will show. When the MSIX package is being processed by the system, the content.xml file informs the installer of the system that each file type is and how it should be treated. For example, if the application has an XML file, the system uses this file to recognize as it is application XML, ensuring it is handled properly. So it is just for interpretation and compatibility, so that there won't be any misinterpretation by the installer that if there is an PNG and if there is no definition available, then how to handle this PNG. This is the significance of this content types.xml. So this is all about MSIX structure.